Oh my god, there's a plane going over my apartment and there's construction happening right next door. So this is just
That's the aliens.
yep, it's the aliens. All right, hello and welcome everyone to episode 92 of the GGG Podcast. I'm Paul and I'm joined by my co-host Phil. We got a great show for you today. Got Borderlands 4 coming out this week. SilkSong has been out for a while. We've gotten some reviews. Phil's gotten a chance to play it, so we're going to talk about that for the main topic. And Destiny getting a Star Wars-esque sort of licensed, but licensed expansion pack that might be cool. I don't know. So lots of good stuff to talk about this week. But before we get into all of that, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. If you're listening to the audio-only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow us over there as well. I've been playing a ton of video games this week, Phil. I've had a lot of free time. Have you been gaming as much? Probably not as much as I have. I've probably gamed too much this week, if I'm being honest.
Let me think. What have I been playing this week? I've been playing a lot of SilkSong. We'll talk more about that later, I assume. I don't know what else I've been playing. I slowed on Rogue Prince of Persia, played a bit of Rematch, and some Hell Is Us, and some Helldivers. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, excellent.
How are you? A little bit of everything.
How are you enjoying the Helldivers update?
Okay, I am loving it. I have a problem where I keep, my friends can only play late at night. And, I've had a couple days off, so I could join them. Mm-hmm. But I was falling asleep mid-mission, which is not great, because I'm just, wandering around in a mech and, Phil, are you good? And I look up, and they're halfway across the map. And I'm like, oh, beans. Oh. Phil, the narcoleptic soldier.
Well, you got to get up early for your job, so that makes some sense. So
yeah, but otherwise it's great. The dragons are cool.
Yeah,
I haven't fought one of those sand king worms yet, the shy haluds. But yeah, it's a very intense mission structure now, and very good.
Yeah, I've been playing it as well. I've been loving it. I will say it's pretty freaking hard. I am happy the Dust Devils Warbond has come out because the weapons that are in that Warbond really help with this latest content. So yeah, I've been having loads of fun with that. I've been playing the Space Marine update as well. There's 2 new flamethrowers in the game. There's a new power axe in the game that I've been leveling up. There's a new mission in the game. There's a new PvP mode. I've played it, all of that, been having a great time. There's customization. There's so many good things in both Space Marine and Helldivers. The biggest problem I have is that they're kind of similar games a little bit. And so I'm constantly picking, which update do I want to play right now? So I've been balancing that. And then I've been playing No Man's Sky, the Expedition 19 for the Corvette came out this week. And for anybody who is thinking about getting back into No Man's Sky, but you're like, it's a little intimidating, there's a lot going on in that game. There is a lot going on in that game. But if you're thinking of making a new game, the way an expedition works, it kind of works like a Diablo seasonal character works, where you start a new game and then you play through this specific set of missions instead of the regular No Man's Sky story, and it gets you to owning and building your own Corvette incredibly quickly. And you can just jump over a lot of the hurdles that you have to do in the normal game.
That's nice.
Which is really great. You can just get to the stuff that you want to get to. And then after you're done with the expedition, that becomes a normal save. So you'll get access to lots of advanced stuff that you wouldn't usually get access to so early in the game. So I would encourage people to do that. The expedition I think it's live for another 5 weeks, if I believe. So yeah, check that out. It also has exclusive rewards that apply to all of your saves in your account. So if you have a primary save that you still want to hold on to, you still get rewards from doing that expedition. So cool stuff. I've been playing Rematch as well. I've been playing Marvel Rivals and the finals, which we'll talk about a little bit in the news. But yeah, I've just been doing a lot of gaming this week, and I've been having a blast. So very exciting.
Hey, listen, rematches, we had a winning streak, which is a rarity.
We did. We got to play after this. I'm one match away from silver, so
Uh-oh.
I gotta get. I know. I better prepare for disappointment. All right. So for our major game releases this week, we got two major ones. There's lots of little game releases this week, but the big ones are Borderlands 4 that's coming out on September 12th. That's 3 days from when we're recording this. That's a Friday. I've been seeing lots of ads for Borderlands 4 and nobody really talking about it in a not sponsored way, which has given me a certain apprehension about this game. I don't know why the review embargo hasn't been lifted yet. I feel like we're close enough to the release that we should be seeing Borderlands 4 reviews, or if it's just the embargo is gonna lift on. Obviously, it has to lift the day it comes out, but I don't know. I'm very much on the fence of this game. I'm open to getting it, but I'm not sold yet. Where are you at, Phil, now that we're only 3 days away?
In a very similar place where if I can get 4 of my boys together and we can hop on this game, maybe.
Maybe.
I think the issue is I love spending money, and it wouldn't be wise for me to buy Borderlands. Because I know it's going to go on sale soon. I'm playing SilkSong. I've still got to beat Rogue Prince of Persia. I'd like to play more Helldivers. I've got a lot of things that I already can do and enjoy.
Yeah.
So there's not really a reason for me to get it. But I am also a sucker for a grind, and also a sucker for like a cool new weapons that do new things.
Yeah.
But it is what, a $90 game, $150, whatever the.
I mean, if you just buy the normal version, I think it's a regular $70, which is pretty much what I would be willing to spend. I'm not cranking out more money. If I do buy the game, I'll buy the DLC on a sale, a year from now or something like that. Is there a review score that Borderlands 4 could hit that would convince you to buy it?
I say a 9 is going to get me to go like $70. Maybe that's worth it.
Yeah.
An 8.5 is going to be where 8.5 to 8 is going to be what I expect.
Yeah.
And that's, I think outside of that, I'm not, it's not going to get a 10. It's never going to get a 10.
It's just not.
If it gets a 7, I will wait till it is $15 in 2 months.
Yeah.
And I probably won't even finish it. But, what about you? Is there a number that hits for you?
I'm pretty similar. I think if the main review sites say it's a 9 or better, I'll probably pick it up. As far as like a Metacritic score, I think Metacritic you kind of have to rate on a scale, because an 86 on Metacritic is kind of a 9. Everywhere else. So I think if it's maybe let's say 88 on Metacritic or above, I will probably pick it up. So I hate that I'm being like that, so I apologize, Borderlands developers, but it's just like I've played this game so much, so you have to understand, like I've done this grind before, and I get you guys have put in a lot of work, but I don't know if I'm ready to jump back in unless it's really exceptional. So yeah,
it's a tough thing, because games like Borderlands are ones that you could kind of hop in and be like, oh, I'm going to enjoy it, and every now and again you get a craving for it.
Right.
But not enough time has passed, and I think there are like games that do what that's doing a little bit better. Nothing does exactly that, but all that said, I don't think I'm in a place where I miss that or need that right now.
Totally. Same. All right. And then for our next major release this week, it is actually a DLC, but one that's been getting a lot of attention because it's attached to a very well-renowned game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Legacy of the Forge comes out this week. I was actually really excited about this DLC when they announced it, because honestly, working in the Forge and doing all the Forge stuff was way more interesting to me in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 rather than trying to do the combat in that game, which I get there's, people enjoy it. It's just not for me. The game is pretty hard. So, but
people enjoy going to the dentist, Paul. There's some freaks out there. And I think those are the same people who enjoy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2's combat.
Yes. But if I can just play through a story where it's about me fixing up my forge and doing that kind of stuff, I am way for that. But I haven't beaten the story in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I'm kind of I'm unsure. Maybe I should look this up, but I'm kind of curious as to whether you can just jump to that DLC without completing the story. Because if you can, then I'll probably pick it up. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like the funnest part of the game, from what I remember.
Yes, it was. It was cool. It's like it actually made you, Anyway. So, all right, let's dig into the news. So, Destiny 2 had kind of a surprise announcement this morning, and that is that they would be releasing a new expansion called Destiny 2, Renegades is what I believe it's called. But it's also infiltrating the lawless frontier. The Bungie Viaduct is how they presented it. But yes, this is Destiny 2 Renegades, and this is a collaboration with Lucas Games. Yes, so this is a Star Wars collaboration. They've done some Star Wars collab stuff in the past, but this is a big Star Wars expansion, and they did specify in the Vidoc that this is all influenced by Star Wars. It's not in the Star Wars universe, which helps them take some degree of
creative liberties.
Exactly, but everything is very heavily based on Star Wars. Like the hub seems like it's a bar in Mos Eisley. Like there's the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine. There's references to Hoth. There are lightsabers in the game. If you pre-order it, you get Darth Vader and General Grievous and Kylo Ren as skins. There's blasters. There's sand people, rifles. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff in here. Phil, what was your first impression when you saw this?
I was like, whoa. People are still playing Destiny 2? That's crazy. I thought the final shape came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next shape is Darth Vader's head, I guess. No, I was impressed because it looks very Star Warsy. I feel like they've revamped a lot of the lighting and stuff to make it feel like, and this is, I think, not damning with faint praise or not criticism, but it reminded me a lot of Star Wars Outlaws, presentation.
It did,
which I think was the strongest element of that game.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the game itself, I don't know if it's like an alt-universe story or what the hell is going on, because I wasn't paying that much close attention to the Vidoc.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the concept of like your rebellion force or your small force fighting like a giant galactic empire.
Yes. The Cabal are the Empire, and they are dressed up as stormtroopers and. Yeah.
Kind of perfect, honestly. Yeah. Most excitingly, like the weapons looked Star Warsy as hell. Mm-hmm. You get guns that look like Han Solo's blaster. You're still able to use all your Destiny powers, so you can like web sling around and whatever. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the trailer, we see that you get a lightsaber. It's a legally distinct lightsaber, but it makes the same wang
it doesn't have to be, because it is a legitimate partnership with Lucas Games. So
that's the thing, is it doesn't have to be, but it's very Destiny-ified. Like sure. It's got that sort of like painting of vines on a wall in a college kid's dorm room aesthetic,
Yes.
But just draped over a lightsaber. Like it looks elegant and cool.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm into it. Destiny 2 feels like a rough one to go back to, because it is at its core an excellent game. Like the shooting is tight, feels very, very good. But Destiny 2 is also now like a 2-generation-old game.
Yeah, 2017 is when it originally launched. So
that's too long.
Yeah, it's pretty old. So like I do know that it has gotten like performance updates. It was legitimately updated for when this generation of consoles came out. So it was updated to run and look better. I think it runs in a little bit higher resolution as well on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and whatnot. And obviously, if you're playing on a PC, you can crank those graphics up. To confess, Phil, this is, I feel... I'm such a hypocrite. It's just like maybe that's not the right word, but I'm so done with Destiny. But the fact that they're finally just embracing the fact that they're a crappy knockoff of Star Wars has really I would love to play a Star Wars MMO where the gameplay didn't suck. And so if this is a Star Wars MMO with good gameplay, even if it's Destiny, this is the first DLC or expansion that Destiny has released, I would say, in 3 years, maybe 4 years, that I've been maybe I could re-download it and get back into it if I could have a lightsaber and use it whenever I want. So I'm a little bit of a Star Wars slut, and this is evidence of that. So I might pick this up if I'm being totally honest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair assessment.
I do have a lot of time to mull it over and think about it because it comes out on December 2nd. So we don't have to worry about it yet. So we'll see if my opinion holds. Next up on the news, let's talk about some of our favorite free-to-play games that are going to be rolling over into the next season. First up, Marvel Rivals. We talked a little bit about this last week, about the 2 new characters that were announced, Angela and Daredevil. And we actually got a little bit of a deep dive on Angela, who seems to be the first character that's going to be released in this new season. And we were right, Phil. She's a flying tank. She's a flying Vanguard. Yeah. You thought it wasn't going to happen, and it is happening.
We're getting it. We finally got a flying tank, which is, I don't know what that means per se. I don't know how that's going to play. It seems to have a bit of the Reinhardt kit going on, where she can fly in and push people and then hold a shield. But I think what this means is Iron Man and Ultron and Storm are going to become a whole new level of viable if you work with Angela.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also looked like, from what I've seen in the gameplay, that she is the only flyer that's capable of landing. So that's very interesting. I can't land as Ultron or Iron Man or Storm or anything like that. I can be on the ground, but it looks like she has a mode where she's on the ground versus when she's flying. And there might be some gameplay changes there. So I'm excited that there's another Vanguard in the game. Nobody ever wants to play Vanguard in Marvel Rivals. I've been playing it this week to try to knock off a lot of my quests before the season officially ends. So, and I have all these quests to play healer, play DPS. And it's I can't because no one is playing tank. So if I want to win, I gotta play a Vanguard. So yeah. How are you feeling about this new season? You excited?
I'm excited. Angela seems very cool, and I think probably the most interesting from a gameplay perspective. That said, my boy Daredevil's in the mix.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how they flesh out that kit. I do think this is what they tend to do a little bit, where they put a character that you're so excited about in the beginning, and then kind of the back half is you get your Blade, you get your the Human Torch and the Thing. Granted, the Fantastic Four was, I think, equally parts exciting.
Sure.
And I think Jean Grey and Blade are cool, but Blade has been amped for a little while and hyped up.
Yeah.
But
and nobody's playing him. Nobody's playing him.
Nobody's playing him.
He must be I've only played him once. He must be a really hard character. I only played him against bots, so I don't really.
I think what he does, Black Panther does better typically.
Sure.
So a lot of people who would play that role just slide over to Black Panther.
Right. Makes a lot of sense. All right. All right. The other game, free-to-play game that's rolling into the new season is the Finals, one of my favorite competitive game out there right now. Finals is rolling into Season 7, I believe. We haven't gotten the details. We've gotten a bunch of teaser trailers for this. It's officially starting tomorrow, the day after we're recording this. And it looks pretty cool. One of the things that the updates includes that we know of, we just haven't seen, is that the destructibility is getting another upgrade in the game. So there was a destructibility update this season where you could like destroy walls with more like rudimentary like guns. Like you can use a shotgun to like blow a hole in a wall or something like that. So that was a great addition. But now they're talking about how they're adding a whole nother level to it. And so the teaser trailer that they put out had a big crane that sits in one of the maps. And it's like, season 6 when the crane falls over. Season 7 when the crane falls over. And it showed it falling, and then it stopped right before it hit the building. So I'm guessing they're adding a lot of destructibility into the game. As far as the battle pass and the cosmetics, we don't know too much about it. Although it seems like Odin is the front of the season. Like he's the main cosmetic skin you can earn, which is really cool to look at. We also got like maybe like some Terminator stuff in the background and some punk rocker aesthetic as well. So it's definitely a vibe that we haven't seen yet in the finals. And the more stuff like that they can add, the more I love it. So I love the finals. I'll definitely be getting the battle pass for this. I finished the battle pass for last season, and we're going to keep it rolling. One last thing about the finals. In Season 7, for new players, they are adding classes into the game. And by classes, there are already light, medium, and heavy classes. But now they have like pre-built loadouts that you can now select, even if you don't have certain weapons unlocked or certain items unlocked. And so for people who are like, I don't know how to do all this. It's like, oh, well, here's the sneaky light build, or here's the healing medium build, or the tanky, heavy build, or something like that. So that's cool, and it's a great way to get new people on board who are a little bit apprehensive about it.
That makes sense.
Am I going to be able to get you in the finals?
I mean, listen, I want to. It's just the time. It's just the human hours I have on this planet.
Absolutely.
They're dwindling.
Oh
no, I do want to play it. I like the fact that they are upgrading their destruction, because their destruction is already far and above the best that other games have to offer.
Yep.
So the fact that they're just like, we can make that a little bit better.
Yeah, we can make it. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's go ahead on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
You think Battlefield's destruction is good? Let us tell you. We made the old Battlefields, silly.
To be fair, I do keep thinking to myself, what's that new Battlefield game coming out? October, huh?
Yeah. Still 3 weeks away, or 3.5. So we got some time. All right. Next up on the list, Dune Awakening is getting its first major update / major DLC. This is a paid DLC, although I will say I checked it on the Steam store. It's only $12.99, so it's not a highly priced DLC, so that's very good. But the main thing that you're getting is a new vehicle, which actually looks pretty cool, and probably a vehicle you want to play with a buddy, because it is a 2-seater vehicle, which I'm guessing is going to be something that a bunch of the clans in the game and the groups and the guilds and whatever, they're going to want to use to rule the desert and whatnot. So it looks pretty cool. Dune Awakening was a huge success when it came out. Phil and I played in the beta and we hated it. So hopefully the game...
I wouldn't say hate it, but I would say I did not enjoy it.
Okay. We did not enjoy it. Similarly to how we did not enjoy 007, the First Light state of play last week. So yeah, I mean, this is a game that I was really hyped for all year, was really disappointed with the beta. I was hoping that the game would be updated and optimized well, that by Christmas time it would be in a good state for me to like pick it up on like a Christmas sale or something like that. And this DLC coming out just kind of affirms that for me, that they are still pumping out the content and the game is continuing to get better. So I am hopeful.
So I'm really close to the camera. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Better. Everything's fine.
He's better. Everything's fine. So yeah. along with this DLC, let's list everything off. So there's a standalone storyline that comes with it. The tread wheel is the vehicle I was talking about. There's an expanded testing station, new building pieces, new decorations, new armor skins, new weapon skins, and a thumper emote, like in the Dune movies, where you can put a thumper down to call a worm. So that's very exciting.
That is pretty cool.
Schmoopy.
You can shy that halud real good.
Shy the shit out of that halud. All right. Do you have any comments on that, Phil? Do you care about Dune Awakening? Not really.
No, I just don't think it's a good game. And
is it for me? It's the gameplay. Is the gameplay for you? Yeah.
It's the gameplay. It feels buggy and floaty, and just kind of like I know it's going to be grindy. The stuff at the end of the game seems so cool. The fact that you're like flying around in one of those things, you're going into the mouth of a giant mega shalood, and you're like stealing spice and then trying to fly away. All very cool.
Yeah.
The fact that it's going to take me 600 hours to get there, hate that. Hate that so much.
Yeah, I completely agree. And for me, it's like I think the key for me is I need to play that with a friend, because when you can play a survival game with like even just one friend, but with a group of people where you're like, hey, we can optimize and we can get a lot of resources quickly because we got a lot of manpower and we can get through the early game quickly. That's really cool. But when you're doing that by yourself, I think, and this is where we got hung up, is like the gameplay sucks at the beginning of the game. I don't want to sift through that. I think one of the things I said on this podcast was people were saying, well, you have to get through the first 10 or 12 hours before the game gets good. And it's like, that's a lot of time before the game gets good. So
measure that in smiles of loved ones that you will not experience because you're grinding in Dune, and no thank you.
Exactly. So all right, let's press on. We got a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 6 news, which is pretty exciting. They have trademarked a bunch of like little website names that they're going to be using in their game, so that's pretty cool. So we get a little bit of a sneak peek of what are some of the real world companies that they're parodying. So the websites that they've registered are What Up App, Redeem App, Bug Me App, BrianandBradley.com, HookersGalore.com, Phil, WipeoutCornskin.com. Oh God, that sounds nasty.
Okay.
My boy has a creepy corndog.com. Jesus Christ. So none of these are actually posted websites yet, but they might be when Grand Theft Auto 6 actually comes out. So something interesting to know. And if you're familiar with Grand Theft Auto, which I'm sure everybody is, in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's several different sites that you can go to that provide different services and whatnot. And so that's obviously what this is. And they're getting their legalese in order for this. But I would really love one of the most exciting things for me about Grand Theft Auto coming out is just its societal commentary on everything. And I know most people are like, I want to play Grand Theft Auto Online and everything like that. But for me, I want the story. I want to see how it's commenting on society. It almost has like this South Park vibe to it that is just really funny and artsy and just speaks to a certain part of my soul. So seeing this kind of stuff makes me really happy. So yeah.
That's I think it's good that they're doing that. I think it's good that they kind of keep up their thing. They do have a sort of a I'm going to move the mic a little bit further away from myself. They do have a very they have a very great, like you said, South Park feel to the way they make fun of things, where it is kind of ham-fisted, but also if you are not paying attention, you can be fooled by how it is so on the nose, and it becomes iconic. Like people listen to hours and hours of the radio stations and like remember people and bits from those songs from Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So very, very cool. Can we go to the next story? Because it has to do with patents as well.
Knock my socks off.
Nintendo is doing what Nintendo does.
God, man. God,
and, filling the world with whimsy and joy and magical moments.
Lies.
And then on the other side of it, in a very real way, making the world less magical and interesting by patenting concepts like summoning a character and having it fight another character, which is so stupid and has existed for so long before Nintendo. I want Square Enix to bust through the door and be like, Final Fantasy VII, biatch! And then a Cloud comes out, and then out of him comes Primal Odin, and then they start fighting Nintendo's lawyers, and it's a very protracted legal battle. Sure. But
so just to clarify here, so Nintendo acquired a U.S. patent for summoning a character and letting it fight another character.
Yes,
and
they have acquired.
They have acquired the patent. They're not applying for the patent. It's not patent pending for the Shark Tank people out there. They have the patent. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is so clear. It's like the patent office. They don't know. This is why you need an expert on every industry. Because how many games do you summon things? And Nintendo could probably, we're just thinking about Final Fantasy and the Pokemon knockoffs and stuff, but think about all the other stuff this could be applied to. This is crazy.
Oh yeah. There's a Digimon game coming out later this year. And to be fair, to be very fair, Pokemon is a direct ripoff of Digimon, but Digimon in its current form has kind of been very molded and shaped by Pokemon.
Yeah.
All that to say, this could put a lot of games at risk of legal reprisal from Nintendo for the very concept of being a freaking video game. What do you want to do, Nintendo? Do you want to say that putting something into a system and having it play a game is a Nintendo thing? No, you dorks.
It's
jumping. That's Mario's thing. See you in court. Get out of here.
It's just they're raking in the cash with the Switch 2, and I'm still it seems so childish with how jealous of Pal World they are, and it's just make a good Pokemon game, a good Pokemon game, beat them that way. But the fact that they had to go down this route, because again, it's they did this because of Pal World. But in reality, this is going to be applied to so many freaking games in so many different circumstances, just like you said. And I hate this. This is very pro monopoly and anti competition, and that really sucks. And that is happening across the industry right now. Even I get it, there are benefits to Microsoft and Sony working together. But the loss of competition means that we're just going to have less great games because people aren't competing. So that really sucks. I hate this.
It is a wildly bad idea to try to patent art, and video games, as we've time and time again, are art. They are concepts. They feed off of each other. They grow off of each other. And Nintendo, I will say, they're kind of in a box with Pokemon games. Pokemon as an IP has outgrown Nintendo, and not to say it can no longer live in Nintendo, but it is just bigger than Nintendo. Pokemon is ubiquitous throughout the world. Everybody's into it, but now their games have to line up with a card game, an anime, so many other pieces of merch. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were part of the reason they were so buggy is they had such a small window to release that game. Because, the new card set's coming out and they can't spoil any Pokemon, so you got to release it now.
Right.
And those things are planned 4 to 6 years out in advance as well. So not only do you have the timetable of game development, you have the timetable of so many other things. And Nintendo, I think, is at an unfair advantage if they want to make a new game that is good. But they also have the advantage of having tons of money.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean that they should try and stop other people from iterating on their process.
Yeah, and I get it's the Pokemon company, but Nintendo filed for this patent. They got this patent. So it's not the Pokemon company filing for it. So it's like, even if the Pokemon company were to be like, okay, we're done with this partnership, we're moving on, they're not going to be able to make a Pokemon video game without going to Nintendo about it. So I don't know. I really don't like this. Nintendo, you could do better than what you're doing. I understand there's a lot of moving parts with a franchise as big as Pokemon. I get that, or an IP, I should say. But you can get your ducks in a row and get this done. So anyway, let's talk about our main topic, which is, of course, Hollow Knight SilkSong. Phil, you've gotten a good chance to play it. I believe you said you got it on your Switch too. I've read a lot of reviews. I've seen a lot of gameplay, a lot of people talking about it. I've gotten the sense of how the community is feeling about the game. And just to touch on that, which is that it's very hard. It's a very hard game. And that some people are like, I spent 3 hours on a boss just trying to kill it. And so I know that a lot of people are downloading mods for the PC version of the game that make the game a little bit easier. How have you been feeling about it on the Switch? Is it insanely hard? Are people overreacting?
I've been playing it the whole podcast. No, I just pulled it up now. I think, listen, I'm not trying to be toxic, but what I'm about to say is going to come off toxic as hell.
Shit.
Get good, you filthy casuals. just learn how to play the game and get better at it. Jump attack. It's not that hard.
All right, so Phil, you got no problems with the difficulty.
No, listen, it's hard. It's hard as heck. But every time I beat something, I feel like I just barely pulled out by the skin of my teeth, and like just slightly got away with a win against an overwhelming force, and it feels great.
Right.
I have been frustrated so many times by losing like hundreds of currency in the game because I couldn't make a jump puzzle work. But when I made that jump puzzle work, felt pretty good. Because it is a Metroidvania and you're backtracking a lot, some of the jump puzzles are really frustrating, and I'm like, I don't understand how you get back from this.
Right.
But that is still part of the game, I feel like that is part of the charm and part of the danger of the game. Like, the game is trying to tell you something with all that stuff, and I think that the difficulty is almost like the graphical style of that game. Like, that is a part of the story they are telling.
Right on. So yeah, I mean, I totally get that. I think that, there is a level of adversity in gaming right now that it's like, this is too hard and whatnot. But what I don't understand is, like, people will excuse Souls-likes for being very difficult, but they won't excuse other types of games for being difficult. And that is really alarming to me. That we've gotten to the point where everything is so easy unless you're playing like a competitive game. And, thankfully, I think, and this was, it differentiated itself from a lot of games, but Claire Obscure Expedition 33 this year, semi-difficult game, pretty difficult game. You got to invest the time and got to keep trying and beat those bosses and whatnot. And so I like that there's adversity coming back. Although I will say it would have been nice if, for the amount of people who are complaining about the difficulty in SilkSong, if they just added a difficulty setting, like in the game, so that even if this was the normal mode, but there's just an easy setting lower than that for people to enjoy it. Because I believe I read it this morning, Phil, that the company that made this game, they have acknowledged that they think the game is actually a little bit too hard in certain places. And they're going to be hot fixing an update next week that is going to decrease the difficulty. But they didn't say overall. They said in certain spots of the game. So we're probably talking about like specific bosses and that kind of a thing. So are you displeased that they are backtracking a little bit on the difficulty, or?
Yeah, Team Cherry, don't bend your vision. Just let them die at the feet of the big red ant dude. No, I think that I'm sure they know their game best of all. So it's cool to see them be like, okay, yeah, you know what, this part is too hard, this part is too hard,
Right.
and come back from it. And making the assumption that the general gaming public will be able to rise up to something is better for me than the opposite assumption where they're like, everybody's an idiot, make puzzles super easy, don't do anything. Hell is Us, similar game in this vibe, has a lot of like, there's no maps, no this, no that. It is all about you using your brain in every second of the game to be like, all right, I'm picking up context clues. I have this sound coming from over here. That means this is happening. And I think that is a really cool trend to see happening in games.
Yeah.
Similarly, I think playability and approachability and what's the right word? It is, there's like whole regions of game designers set up for this. Accessibility.
Sorry. Yeah.
is important for all types of games. I think the thing with SilkSong is Team Cherry has sold so many copies of this game,
Right.
that they kind of don't need to really mess with it, and they can be like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. I think they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts to be like, okay, yeah, let's make this more approachable, because we know that Hollow Knight is now a bigger thing than just the game. Like Hollow Knight, the characters in it, there's like, it's such a cute thing, and there's so much to it that I think a lot of people have been drawn to the game that aren't necessarily gamers. So good on them for opening it up to those people. But
yeah, and
keep it hard, baby.
I will say, like, I think accessibility is huge. We were talking about how Peak got an update this week, and it added a color blindness setting. And so,
Yeah.
like, a friend of mine is colorblind, and he loves Peak, and so that's really helpful. So accessibility doesn't always have to be difficulty, and I think people just kind of pair those two things together. But Phil, I know you haven't beaten the game yet, but how is SilkSong standing up to the original Hollow Knight? Do you think it has the potential to be better? Is there a lot of hype to live up to? Are you getting the same feeling that you felt when you played the original Hollow Knight?
It does feel like they've taken Hollow Knight and they had a bigger budget. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They've taken Hollow Knight and they are upping the ante on the visuals, the world building, just even like the sounds and soundscape and songs that are in the game.
Yeah.
Are really evocative. The way that your main character moves, it looks like you're watching a cartoon the whole time, which I think it's just a step up from Hollow Knight. So yeah, I think that it is a better game. That's tough to say. Like a better realized vision of what they were going for. Hollow Knight, I think, still will also stand as a classic because it is. You're playing as a different character in a similar world, so it is the same kind of like challenge, same kind of puzzle.
Yeah.
It's just this one I felt like they were able to put better wrapping on it.
Good. I mean, to me, that sounds like everything you want in a sequel, where it's just everything is just better, where they had the foundation of what they were trying to do. So I think that sounds like a great sequel. How is it? I'm curious. I did not look this up. I wonder how Hollow Knight is actually doing on Metacritic.
I will just to point out to the sort of take on the sequels. One of my favorites is Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 1 was a really fun proof of concept, but not a great game. And then Assassin's Creed 2 was just like, this is what we wanted it to be. Here you go.
Exactly.
And it's so good.
Yeah. Hollow Knight SilkSong is sitting at a 92 on Metacritic. So that this looks pretty good. That's probably at least a nominee, an indie nominee. So yeah, that's great. Excited for all the Hollow Knight fans out there, and I'm glad you're having fun with it, Phil, and that you don't think it's hard. That's a refreshing perspective from all.
It's hard. Just I'm struggling, and that's how the game goes. Yeah.
Experience your feelings, all right?
What I was gonna say, no, I don't think it tops Player Obscure for me as Game of the Year in terms of that conversation.
Sure,
I think that's still the front runner.
Okay,
but we'll see what happens in the rest of the year. I doubt I will be surprised, but you know what? Once I finish SilkSong, maybe I will feel completely differently. Maybe the twists in SilkSong will mirror those of Clair Obscur. Did you finish Clair Obscur?
I'm going
Did you get to Act 3?
No, Phil.
Did you get to Act 2?
Yes. I'm at the paintress.
Oh, yeah. Kill that hoe.
Okay. I've been scared. The problem is like it's been probably 2 months since I've played it, and I'm scared that like in order to beat the paintress, I need to be on my A game, but I haven't been playing it, so I'm not on my A game. So, but I will figure it out. I will do it. I'm definitely going to do it before we do Game of the Year, because I really want to finish that game before we do. So yeah. All right. But with that, we are going to end this episode 92 of the GGG Podcast. We're going to be talking about Borderlands 4 next week. Who knows if Phil and I are actually going to buy it, but we're definitely going to read and watch a lot about it, so that's good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm still hoping it's good. That'll probably be our main topic for next week, so tune in if you're looking forward to Borderlands 4. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, we really appreciate it. If you could do that right now, we'd appreciate it so much. And if you're listening to the audio-only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow us over there as well. Phil, are you having a good September?
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Spider-Man Magic the Gathering is coming out pretty soon. Yeah. The lighting right now is giving me such cool vibes.
It's some vibe right there. Yeah, I love it.
It's some vibes. Yeah. I wish it was like neon blue, and like I was like, then I'd be all cyberpunked out.
Sure. Did you hear the rumor that the next Sony State of Play is apparently going to be Wolverine?
I have not heard that rumor, and I'm excited but very skeptical.
So potentially at the end of this month. So wake me up when September ends. Okay.
Damn hidden Green Day right at the end of the show.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good week.
Peace.